Hey all, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to the next edition of the health insurance series and a few things that you need to understand on what you should be doing with your health insurance policies. Now that you have already purchased a health insurance policy, it is very important and vital to know the steps that should be taken to ensure that the health insurance policy comes to your rescue and help during the time of hospitalization. The whole purpose of buying health insurance policy is to ensure that during times of hospitalization, the hospital bills that these days are very high are taken care of completely or taken care of by a significant amount. And that's why we go for health insurance policies. Imagine a situation that you have purchased a health insurance policy and missed out a few things. And during the hospitalization process and post payment process, we realized that the claims have been denied. Oops, that's a very bad experience. So, what do we do to ensure that you do not land up in that situation? First and foremost, point number one, once you get your signed document, that is, once you get your policy document, ensure that you scroll every page and see that all declarations, all the informations are correct. That is, right from the name, age, date of birth, address, phone number, PAN number, Aadhaar number, and most important, health history. You might have declared health history and it might have been missed because of operational issues. So always ensure that the health history that you have explained or detailed out during the purchase time is written as expected. I purchased a health insurance policy recently, and then when I looked at the health insurance policy, it said that I am not consuming alcohol, which was incorrect. So I had to send an email to the help desk letting them know that I am a moderate consumer of alcohol. So I even gave the specifications, typically 1 or 2 pints a month, mild beer, and once in 6 months, hard spirits. And I got a reply back, and I have saved that document. I've taken a printout of it and kept it along with the policy docs. So if any information is missed out, do not worry. All you have to do is to connect with the customer care or the help desk of the insurance company and ensure that you have declared it to the insurance company. It is very, very important for you to do it. Point number two. Now that I purchased a health insurance policy, always ensure that you keep at least maybe once in 6 months, do this activity. Preferably, since you have already purchased a health insurance policy and health costs are in your mind, you may very well want to go to the hospital that you think. If there is planned hospitalization, go to those hospitals and make a visit. Make sure that you talk to the insurance guy out there. He'll be very busy out there. There is always a division, a section where the insurance, the TPA staffs sit over there. Ask them about the process and procedure. They will explain it to you. But however, if you do not even want to go to the hospitals and see either the happiness or the happiness when people are born or the disturbing faces when people pass away from the earth, here are certain things that you should always ensure you should have. During hospitalization, the hospital will ask you about your policy number. So have your policy number details printed and kept in your wallet, purse, parents' wallet and purse. It should be there everywhere. During the time of hospitalization, you should not be trying to recollect or go to Google Drive and figure out what your policy number is. You should already have that information. It should be there in your purse. That is one, policy number. The other one that is a universal document these days is the Aadhaar card. So always have at least 10 to 15 copies of your Aadhaar card in your house, in your parents' house, in your in-laws' house, to ensure that somebody has your Aadhaar card. When I say Aadhaar card copy. This is point number 2. The 2 details that you will always require: policy number, the insurance provider, which is anyway tied to the policy number, and the Aadhaar card. Point number 3, get your family together and explain the process to them. There's nothing to panic about. There is a process, and it's a very simple operational process. Usually, when anybody is admitted in a hospital, the front desk in most of the good hospitals take care of the process. They understand that the patient is worried, and the hospital staff is there to help. But educate your family members that what they should be doing, whom they should be contacting. Now, this is in terms of an emergency. When it comes to a planned admission, a planned hospitalization, always ensure that the doctor's recommendation and the reason why that hospitalization is done is properly documented. It's written properly, you can read it, and even if you read it, you should be able to understand why you are admitted in the hospital. This is very important. The reason is, when you submit the bills, along with the bills, the doctor's reasoning, procedure, everything goes to the insurance claims department. Over there also they have medical team members. They will also evaluate. They should see that there is a valid reason of the hospitalization. Very important. This is important. And it also helps in the process of getting the pre-authorization. So if you get admitted, you get the doctor's recommendation why you are admitted, and the basis of which, if it is properly documented, you will get a pre-authorization. They might give something like 50,000, 75,000 rupees as authorized amount. Now, that doesn't mean that the cost has to be limited to that. Typically, costs exceed that, right? But again, you should not get into any sort of discussions that why this didn't happen, why that didn't happen, and why this procedure was done or why this procedure was not done. The documentation of the doctor is very important in that. So point number 3 is ensure that the doctor has documented the reason, the ration behind admission. Point number 4, always have a preferred hospital that you may want to visit. This is linked to the previous point that I mentioned. This ensures that you have some idea of the hospital, some idea of the processes in that hospital. Hospitalization, either self or a relative, is a very taxing and a very anxious journey. So if you have some familiarity with the hospital, when I say familiarity with the hospital, it starts from parking place also. You cannot reach a hospital and then figure out that there is no parking place. So right from the parking place, right from the admission counter, right from the insurance help desk counter to the doctors, the doctor chambers, have a visit of the hospital once, so that at least it's etched in your brain that okay, this is how the process is, or this is where the departments are. You don't need to visit the cardio department and the nephro department and say hi and hello with the doctors, but just have a visit over there to ensure that the preferred hospital is a known place. One way of making that preferred hospital a known place is to ensure that at least once in a year you get your health checkup done. When you get your health checkup done, you will know the hospital, parking area, the layouts, where washrooms are, where the food canteen is. You'll come to know about all these things. Small things, but they matter a lot. So, very important. Preferred hospital, use it as your annual health checkup service center, if you can call it, and be aware of how the hospital layout is. Point number 5. Once you do your health checkup, and if you see that the health has changed significantly, do remember to update your health insurance provider to notify them that the health conditions has changed and does it mean anything to the health insurance policy. This is important during the renewal times. So maybe a month or two prior to the renewal, it is always better to get an annual health checkup. And if the results are great, then that's great. You don't have to do anything. Be happy. That also makes you feel very happy. But if there are some parameters that are a little off, do ensure that your health insurance company also knows about it. That's all. I hope now you got all the top 5 and very important things that you should do after you have got a health insurance policy. Keep watching for more such videos. Thank you.